Today we'll examine the potential consequences of unchecked urban growth on global sustainability and quality of life. This should be viewed as a call to action rather than an inevitability. By 2050, nearly 70% of the world's population will live in urban areas, meaning our cities will need to accommodate about 2.5 billion more people in the next 3 decades. We're likely to see new megacities, particularly in Africa and Asia. Lagos, Nigeria, for instance, is projected to become the world's largest city by 2100, with a population potentially reaching 88 million. Cities already account for about 70% of global CO2 emissions, which could rise dramatically if unchecked. Coastal cities like Shanghai, Miami, or Alexandria face existential threats from rising sea levels. The loss or damage to these economic hubs could have ripple effects throughout the global economy. In cities like Phoenix or Dubai, we might see extended periods where outdoor activities become dangerous due to extreme heat. Energy demand will skyrocket. While renewable technologies are advancing, unchecked growth could outpace our ability to transition away from fossil fuels. We might see more frequent blackouts or energy rationing in rapidly growing cities. As cities expand, they often consume prime agricultural land. We may need to radically rethink urban food systems, perhaps with vertical farming becoming a necessity rather than a novelty. Socioeconomically, unchecked growth could exacerbate inequality to dangerous levels. We already see stark contrasts in cities like Sao Paulo or Mumbai, but this could become the norm in many more cities. The Chilean protests of 2019 were partly sparked by urban inequality issues, hinting at potential future unrest. In many Asian cities, we're already seeing the effects of extreme air pollution. In a future of unchecked growth, wearing masks or personal air purifiers could become necessary for everyday life in more cities. Mental health is another concern. As cities grow denser and potentially more unequal, problems like social isolation and stress could worsen. The COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted the risks of infectious diseases in dense urban areas. Future pandemics could have even more severe impacts in a world of unchecked urban growth, particularly if we haven't addressed issues of overcrowding and inadequate healthcare access. Mobility could become an even greater challenge. Imagine spending 4 or 5 hours a day just commuting. Public services like healthcare, education, and waste management will be under immense strain. The risk of infrastructure failures also increases, especially in cities with aging systems. However, these challenges could spur remarkable innovations. We might see breakthroughs in clean energy, water purification, or vertical farming that transform our cities. New approaches to urban planning, like the 15-minute city concept being explored in Paris, could reshape how we think about urban life. Social norms might shift too. We could see a move away from private car ownership, a greater emphasis on communal living to combat both housing shortages and social isolation, or new forms of urban governance that are more responsive to residents' needs. The key is to start addressing these potential futures now. While the consequences of unchecked urban growth could be profound, affecting everything from our environment to our daily quality of life, it's not inevitable. Many solutions already exist. The challenge is implementing them at scale and with urgency.